Hello and welcome to the National Debate. I'm Madhav Das Gopalakrishna. Ladies and gentlemen, a dramatic face-off took place in the national capital. Leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi parked himself on a dharna outside Delhi's Parliament Street police station, refusing to move until the police registered an FIR over pellet-gun injuries to 19-year-old Sahil Lochab, hurt during the July 20th Jantar Mantar protest. Lochab underwent surgery at AIIMS. Pellets in his eye, pellets near his abdomen, and Rahul confronted the DCP, Sachin Sharma, directly, alleging that police was sitting on the complaint on the orders from the top and leveled a direct charge at Home Minister Amit Shah, asking who authorized the use of force. This protest snowballed, with Congress workers raising slogans. Some tried to storm the police station. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Mallikarjun Kharge, Salman Khurshid, Ranjib Surjewala and other top leaders rushed to back this demand. And then Delhi police blinked. An FIR has been registered against the alleged use of pellet guns under BNS section 118-125, but against unknown persons as well. What are the implications of this? How are we going to look at this issue in coming days? And will this be fought in the apex court or in the people's court? To talk about that, we have a panelist with us here in the studio. Charu Pragya, spokesperson of BJP. Karan Verma, author, is with us. Jayanand Dayadra, advocate of Supreme Court. Dr. Nishant Anand is national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Vivek Sailas is national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party. Chirag Sethi, spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party. And Vivek Srivastava, political analyst, joining us. But what is this entire case about? Let's take a quick look before we open up the debate. The first charge that is being leveled by the Congress Party is that Sahil has faced police brutality. They're also alleging that pellets were fired at peaceful protest. They're also saying that Amit Shah is the one who gave students no explanation. They're further going on to say that the Prime Minister has not come out and apologized to these students either. They also say that this fear shows admission of guilt. Now, the Congress has further come out to say that they are fighting for the pellet gun victim. The BJP, on the other hand, says that this is a bid to engineer anarchy across the country. The Congress says there are no FIRs. The cops are delaying nyay or justice in this case. The BJP says it's a selective act for politics and politics alone. Further, Rahul Gandhi stands with students is the stand of the Congress Party, and that there's desperation and total drama, says the BJP. The Home Minister is accountable, says Congress. The BJP is countering that as well. Now, what is the version of what the Delhi police has stated so far? The Delhi police has come out and said that the complaint was filed over the pellet gun incident. They further, of course, added that as far as this entire case is concerned, it's following the complaint of Rahul Gandhi, and this is, of course, the victim, Sahil, who filed the complaint. In fact, not Rahul Gandhi, who actually sat on dharna in this particular case. They also say that it was a DCP, Sachin Sharma, who spoke to Rahul Gandhi regarding his demands. The DCP tried to convince Rahul as well, and the complaint is to be sent to the crime branch now. The crime branch is the one that is probing the July 20th cases, and action is going to be taken as per law. Now, this is, of course, the question that we are contended with at this point of time. Let's quickly open this up across to our guests as well. Dr. Nishant Anand, now, to the best of my understanding, Supreme Court is hearing this matter. The court has formed a high-powered committee. We're going to get into the details of the ambit of that committee. If the committee has already got pellet guns as part of its scope of inquiry, why is Rahul Gandhi asking for a separate FIR to be filed?
Madhav, see, a mother stands before the nation for 1 month and was asking from the government, if you are saying the pellet was not used, how come my son has 3 bullets, pellet bullets in his eye, and he has lost his eye? Point number 1. She's been stalled to 4 police stations for the last 7 days, and she wanted to get an FIR done, and the police said, we cannot file an FIR, go to the other police station. Today, finally, after Rahul Gandhi ji sat down outside the police station, the FIR is lodged. Now, see, you need to note one thing. On 18th of August, the Delhi police tells to the Supreme Court on an affidavit that there was no excessive use of power. There was no pellet guns fired on this statement in the affidavit. But what about the General Diary, CRPF own inquiry and Lady Hardin's medical legal report, where it clearly says that the pellet guns were fired, 108 bullets have been removed from the single boy Sahil. But still the government and Kiran Rijiju on the same day says there was no pellet gun were used. There is no bone broken. The bone is not broken, but the eye is gone. In Bihar and Siwan, the AK-47 was used. He has lost his left arm. Still, there is no accountability. See, for 21 days in the parliament session, The opposition together united 60%. Together asked every single day, why is Amit Shah is not coming to the parliament? Why is the Home Minister not answering?
But
who allowed
Amit Shah was ready to speak the last 2 days. The opposition didn't allow him to speak.
See, in the last 2 days, he wanted to speak, but from 3 p.m. to next day 3 p.m. At 3 o'clock, he's getting another bill passed in the parliament session.
So, but why not allow him to speak? You wanted the Home Minister to be accountable. If he makes a statement in Parliament, he's accountable to the nation and to the opposition. You can criticize his statement if you don't agree with him.
See, till today, we do not know who allowed the pellet guns. Till today, we do not know who
If you
gave
don't
the
ask
orders.
if you don't ask the Home Minister to speak, then who will tell you that?
See, Parliament, 60% of the united opposition ask every single day that who allowed this pellet guns which has been fired. ये भाई साहब 20 दिन बाद आके बोलेंगे कल मैं 12 घंटे तक अपना प्रवचन दूंगा.
But you've
Why
still not
till
answered
today?
my question. You've still not answered my question. Let's assume the Lady Harding medical report, all those documentation is absolutely right and it's out there. It's well published, it's well documented. My simple question to you is, why are you doubting the Supreme Court appointed high-powered committee? Do you not have faith in the Supreme Court and the committee that the Supreme Court in its wisdom has appointed?
See, the committee on chair served as the two judges have been appointed. One is the Chief Justice of Gujarat, and the second judge appointed is the one who denied Umar Khalid's bail several times.
So Supreme Court committee is a non-starter.
The third point is that on the Delhi police affidavit, they are lying by saying there is no pellet guns has been fired. We are saying that if there is no accountability, see the ministry is under Home Minister. The Delhi police is the only government or only police which does not comes under state government. It comes under directly to the Union Home Minister.
Okay.
Till today, we do not have the answers of 152 paper leak.
No, but this is a dangerous precedent if you start questioning every committee. Nevertheless, I'm going to take your questions across. Charu Pragya, the members of this high-powered committee, their past is questionable. They have given several statements or positions which are pro the government. That appears to be Nishant's contention. Your response to him?
Madhav, good evening. See, there is no denying the fact that there was violence on the 20th. Nobody is denying it. The government's not denying it. In fact, so much so that there has been a high-powered committee which has been constituted by the Supreme Court, a 5-member committee. The question here is, was all of this violence only one-sided? Because even this committee has been given the task of examining the use of violence from both the sides. And I'm stressing the word both the sides. Conveniently, the opposition forgets that one very important issue. The second thing is, Rahul Gandhi needs to hide behind Sahil today. His injuries were sustained on 20th. He went to the hospital, did several interviews on the 23rd, but they waited all the way till now to come and do this dharna. Why did this happen now? Also, you know, there is a legal recourse.
No, but they are saying we came on 14th, 17th and 18th. Police didn't file it. That's why we're coming on dharna.
No, absolutely not. And I will tell you why I'm saying this. First
they didn't
of all,
come on 14th, 17th and 18th.
I'm just coming to that. So from the 20th...
There is a diary entry of the 14th of August of the police station and the mother also wrote it. Why I'm coming on the 14th? Because my son was in the hospital.
I'll tell you what I'm trying to explain. One, the crime branch is already examining FIRs from the 20th, all encompassing FIRs which include everything. That is exactly why this committee has been constituted, because it is very difficult to pinpoint one person on this side, one person on that side. It requires extensive investigation which the government is determined to do. What are they doing? From the 20th till the 14th, how many days is that, Madhav? How many days? 10 days here, 15 days here. They did not think it is important to file a separate FIR. They did not. Why did they need to file a separate FIR later and then sweep every other thing under the carpet is only for political brownie points? Because like I'm saying, there's a legal recourse.
If I have received an injury from any police, is it illegal to file an FIR after 25 days?
But that is what I'm coming to, Madhav. 25 days, and I'll tell you more. If the police is refusing to file an FIR at any given point of time, there is a legal recourse. If our leader of opposition was intent on ensuring Sahil receives the best possible help from the police, from the judiciary, he would have moved, section 173 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. He could have approached the SP. He could have gone to the magistrate. Did they do any of that?
No, but if this is extra legal, why is the police filing the FIR now? If this is an extra legal measure, why is the police succumbing and filing an FIR?
See, police succumbing and all of that is just use of wordplay, Madhav. At the end of the day, when this investigation investigation is going to happen. Rahul Gandhi cannot come to a conclusion entirely on his own and only because it suits his political narrative today. Has he done similar things in Punjab? Has he doing similar things
you see,
in
the point is,
Jharkhand
Rahul
or
will
in
say, I am
Karnataka?
vindicated. I sat for 5 hours on dharna and then they filed the FIR.
Today, when you want to talk about accountability, Madhav, when the Honourable Home Minister says, I am ready to listen to everything, have a debate 24 hours long and I will respond to everything point by point, what did the opposition do?
Till today, there is no answer. Till today, we do not know who allowed
Exactly. Did you allow that? Did you allow that?
For 21
Did you
days,
allow that?
21 days, Prime Minister Modi is making a reel.
Fundamental rights cannot be one-sided.
Will make your reel.
Are you trying
Stop
to
making a reel. Answer the people. Why did you allow pellet guns?
Nishan, may I ask you a question?
Nishan,
We'll come to the point.
Had this been a genuinely peaceful protest?
We'll come to the point, but Nishan, the point is ultimately this. The FIR is filed. The same Delhi police will investigate this case. Where will it ultimately be decided as to whether right or wrong has happened? In a court of law.
Correct.
And the Supreme Court is already seized of that matter.
But point number
one...
one...
So going around in circles then?
So point number one is, first of all, the Home Minister did not answer till today who allowed this pellet guns. Point number two, there is no accountability by the government till today. Kiran Rijiju said, no pellet guns fired, nothing has been done. Third is, if Delhi police is giving an affidavit.
No, that's not what he said. He said that though no bullet was fired, no bone was broken.
Not a single person was harmed. Yeah. Not a single person suffered a broken bone. Yes. Not even one protester is in the hospital with a serious injury. This is a quote, Kiran Rijiju said, and there are
But he has not used the word pellet gun was not fired. That's exactly the point. Correct. But I'm going to come to this point. Jayanand Dehadrai, Delhi police has filed an affidavit earlier this week in the Supreme Court. But that affidavit is mysteriously silent on who fired this particular pellet gun, because we have all seen the Daily Diary entry. The DD entry clearly mentions 2 rounds of pellet guns have been fired. So why is the Delhi police not coming clean? Now, 1 month after the incident has taken place at least, the country should know. Maybe there was a mistake, maybe there was a shortcoming, maybe there was nothing. They should either categorically deny it or acknowledge if there has been a failure.
No, Madhav, I think, good evening. I think you already mentioned it earlier that the Delhi police, in fact, the DCP has already mentioned the fact that in the diary entry there has been a reference made to some pellet guns being utilized. And there is a context and a reference to it. Let's not forget that there was a large marauding mob that was racing towards the Parliament of India. It was a sensitive situation. In that context, perhaps some anti-riot equipment was used. That is one aspect of it. But the second question that you ask is very, very relevant. But I believe the Supreme Court hasn't yet put that question to the Delhi police, which is why it doesn't, find any mention in their affidavit insofar as what will happen next. Now there is the high-powered committee that has been appointed by the Honorable Supreme Court that will certainly look into all aspects. This will also be looked into. And insofar as my friend's argument is concerned as to why the Home Minister has not said anything on this, I think it's a very convenient circular argument, Madhav. You don't allow the Home Minister to come in the first place and to have his word on the floor of the House, but you now want him to come and say something in the first place. That is one thing. Second, insofar as Mr. Gandhi's appearance today, Rahul Gandhi's appearance in the police station is concerned, to me this is very, very interesting because the timing itself is very suspect. Yesterday you had the most senior leader, one of the most senior leaders of the Congress, ironically coming and defending, in fact paying peons to a convicted rioter Sajjan Kumar, under whose watch thousands, tens of thousands of innocent Sikhs were butchered in New Delhi. Now, perhaps as a diversion and to take attention away from that incident, Mr. Gandhi goes and interferes and sort of inserts himself into a process where already an investigation is going on by the crime branch.
This is to divert. This is to divert from Sajjan Kumar.
One minute. After an investigation, Madhav, this is such a fundamental, basic concept of criminal law. Obviously, after the investigation, why one FIR? Maybe multiple will be registered. What is Mr. Gandhi's locus in going? He's not the complainant. He's not been hit by something. Who is he to go to the police station and bully the Delhi police? And I will say this. I will say this on record. I am disappointed with the Delhi police for being bullied and for cowing down in front of this man Rahul Gandhi.
One by one, many questions, but first quick answer. This is to divert from Sajjan Kumar. Do you agree?
For last 1 month was carrying his son who has lost his one eye and asking for a FIR to be done. And when she sees the report in Supreme Court, she sees that Delhi police says there has not been any pellet guns being fired. Point number two, the Home Minister doesn't need our permission to come in the Parliament and answer to the people of India. The 60% of united opposition asks every single day outside the Parliament that come out and answer who allowed the pellet guns, who allowed the AK-47. Where was the hiding?
Opposition allowed the Parliament to function. That's also a fact.
Let me respond. my friend confuses vehemence. He's got a lot of lung power, but unfortunately there's no logic in what he's saying. Neither is it factually correct. It is on record, and my friend perhaps has selective amnesia. The Home Minister was very much present in the Lok Sabha.
Not, not in the Parliament.
In the last 2 days. Okay,
he was sitting in the chamber because he had his lunch there.
Let others come in. Let others come in. Vivek Srivastava. Home Minister was present in Parliament. Respond to Mr. Dayal. No one else, please. Vivek Srivastava.
We do not need any discussion with the Honorable Home Minister of this country who was sleeping for 20 days, number one. Number two, we kept on saying, आप एक statement दे दीजिए sir, statement दे दीजिए. 20 दिन तक Home Minister इस मुल्क का सो रहा था, he was sleeping. Then when he sees Jharkhand and he feels he might be able to boycott something, he says, I'm over here for a discussion with you. And even that, Honorable President of the Congress Party, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge said, कि ये मिक्सिंग ऑफ इवेंट्स एंड मिक्सिंग ऑफ इश्यूज एंड मिक्सिंग ऑफ एजेंडास पे हमको डिस्कशन नहीं करना.
ओके,
आप सीधा बोलिए, दिल्ली पुलिस ने जो गलत किया, आपने कमिश्नर बदला, रातों रात बदला, नया कमिश्नर आया to prove his loyalty to the Home Minister.
Okay,
he did excesses.
Okay, there's a problem with the mic. Just one second. There's a problem with your mic, but let me ask Karan Verma one question. Karan Verma, this is the FIR that has been filed today by the Delhi police, and this column mentions details of the known suspect, known, unknown. They say it's unknown. Reason for delay in reporting the complainant, informant, any, they say there is no delay. Whereas the first attempt to file the complaint was August 14th, then 17th, then 18th, as per the complainant, Sahil Lochan, in this particular case. So is Delhi police being a little economical with the truth in this particular case? Karan.
You know, Madhav, I'll speak honestly here. The Delhi police is suffering from the same syndrome that the ruling government is suffering right now. They've been confused. And which is why, as Jay rightly put it, they got bullied today. There was no need for an FIR when there was a high-powered probe ordered by the Supreme Court, which is underway to begin with. Right. There could be multiple FIRs, as he rightly said. But now that they've got bullied, the same way the government got bullied and got into this interaction with Saurav Das and all these other people who were pretty much anti-national to begin with, I would say this, why be so apologetic? There is a graded police response, even if
Saurav Das is anti-national.
Sorry?
You're saying Saurav Das and CJP is anti-national?
100%. Somebody who eulogizes Umar Khalid on stage. Somebody who eulogizes.
One second. You can respond to it. We are not going. There's an entire debate is left.
Yes.
Even Mr. Mohan Bhagwat says it's wrong to call them anti-national. Why?
I don't agree with Mr. Mohan Bhagwat here.
At all.
Once a person who eulogizes Umar Khalid, who gives stage to Umar Khalid's father, who was one of the founding members of the terrorist organization SIMI, I am not interested in interaction with them. I consider them anti-nationals. I'll stick my neck out. Entire BJP for full 2 months.
Given the verdict as of now.
Please, Vivek, please calm down.
You can respond to one second. Let him make his point.
Don't do this. Don't spoil it.
Okay.
Please. For 2 months, BJP and the IT cell continued painting them as anti-nationals and then sat down for an interaction with them. So I will say this, they are anti-nationals. I believe the BJP when they called them anti-nationals.
No, but you believe the earlier BJP, not the current BJP.
I believe the earlier BJP because it was factual. Somebody who talks about eulogizing Umar Khalid, I'll say this.
Are you saying the BJP is now lying?
Let me come to the moot point. Now they've mellowed down. Somehow they've been bullied just as the Delhi police today, to be honest.
Please.
Having said that, just let me complete. Let me complete my point.
30 seconds. Respond. I'll give you a chance.
Give me 30 seconds.
No, but the point is that what else would the government have done? When there are protests like this, when the numbers are swelling, the government has to engage with these protesters. So, Madhav, this has happened in the past in previous regimes also.
Madhav, were you there at Jantar Mantar?
I've been there many times.
You've been there many times. On the 13th or the 14th of July, barely 200-250 people were there. They saw it becoming a spot for political opportunism. When Sonam Wangchuk was moved out, still they could have done something. They had announced, and it was illegal, that on 20th July we'll march to the parliament. Why did the government allow this to happen when this was illegal?
That's a question the government must answer.
Absolutely, they must answer. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
It is a law and order failure.
And for the Delhi police,
management failure.
200%. Let me just answer this on the Delhi police. Just 30 seconds, Sharu. Just 30 seconds, please. The Delhi police is within its right, as per the graded response, to even use pellet guns. What do you expect? 200 police officials get injured. People are literally out there to kill them, and you expect them to be silent, lame ducks. They don't even need the Home Minister's permission to use the pellet guns.
No, but that's a very controversial thing. Whether you use lathi charge, whether you use tear gas, whether you use electric shock batons, or if you use The point is, in Jammu Kashmir, you've not used pellet guns for 10 years after a large number of people
Fair
have
enough.
been maimed,
That's why the
blinded,
Supreme Court
etc.
ordered a probe.
Exactly.
But
The
you
point
are
is-
within the right, within the
it
Constitution.
may not be illegal, but it's extremely controversial, which is why we are debating it today.
Which is why there's a
But-
probe which is important.
All right, but okay, quick response because many questions of BJP
So-
are coming to you. Let her answer the questions.
So,
for BJP.
Karan says that BJP's response has become lukewarm, etc., etc. I want to deny that completely. See, he agrees that the protest was growing. More importantly, Delhi police made an observation that the protest was getting hijacked. There were anti-social elements, there were criminal elements, there were established history sheeters which became a part of that movement. And when 240 police personnel get injured in a so-called peaceful protest, the government is going to de-escalate. And I think that's a compliment to the government. On the contrary.
Okay. Vivek Srivastava.
I'll tell you why
He says
this
they are
is-
anti-national. First of all, answer that question.
Nobody is an anti-national.
अच्छा.
They are the kids of this nation. इस देश के बच्चे हैं. आपको बुरे लगते हैं तो आप
देश
उनको
के
दिमागी
बच्चे
नक्सल
देश को
बोलिए.
काटने की
इस
बात
देश के
करते
बच्चे
हैं
हैं वो.
देश के बच्चे
Stop
कहते हैं
targeting the
चिकन
kids of
नेक
this
को
nation
चोक
for the
कर
Gen Z.
देंगे.
They have a
भारत तेरे
They don't
टुकड़े
need
होंगे
to be
देश के
useless.
बच्चे हैं.
झारखंड के
क्या
बच्चे
कौन से
वो भी
बच्चे
बच्चे
हैं
हैं.
ये
वो बच्चे हैं, वहाँ
They are
भी
students.
भी.
चाहे कोई भी सरकार हो.
नहीं है.
One
They are
Number two.
तो उन पे लाठी
lesser
कैसे-
God.
one second.
They are
तो उन पे
children of a
one
lesser God.
second. तो उन पे लाठी क्यों चली सर?
भाई देखिए गलत होता है. अगर पुलिस कर रही है मैं दोनों को गलत बोलूंगा.
अच्छा.
मैं बड़ा क्लियर आदमी हूं लेकिन वो देश के बच्चे हैं और आप उनको एंटी नेशनल ना बोलें कि वो प्राइम
मैं
मिनिस्टर
नहीं, ये
को
बोल
क्वेश्चन
रहे
कर रहे
हैं.
हैं.
I'm not saying
नहीं, वो
it.
बोल रहे हैं तो बोले वो जो सड़क पे उतर करके अपने राइट्स को मांग रहे हैं जो युवा हैं. जेन अल्फा भी उतरी है यूपी में स्कूलों के लिए. मालूम है आपको ये? योगी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के
criminals को
खिलाफ
स्टेज दिया.
उनको भी बोल दीजिए.
क्रिमिनल्स को स्टेज
13,
दिया.
14, 15 साल के बच्चे जो जेन अल्फा हैं वो भी आतंकवादी हैं, नक्सली हैं, वो भी बोल दीजिए उनको. आप चलाइए ना 47.
No, that's not-
This FIR is important. This FIR is important not because only of that one individual. This is important. It is going to question and ask the Home Minister कि अब आप बताइए साहब FIR हो गई है. अब आप एक स्टेटमेंट
Wonderful,
दीजिए,
yeah.
एक रील बनाइए प्राइम मिनिस्टर की तरह और बोलिए हेलो फ्रेंड्स मैंने ये गोलियां चलवाई या नहीं चलवाई और अगर आपने चलवाई तो होम मिनिस्टर को इस्तीफा देना पड़ेगा, नहीं चलवाई तो दिल्ली पुलिस कमिश्नर को इस्तीफा देना पड़ेगा.
Vivek Srivastava,
Resign.
simple question. In Singur, there was no resignation given. Bullets were fired, not pellet guns. You recall Singur and
Yes,
Nandigram protest?
I recall.
So
I
what
recall.
about, so the same yardstick should be applied here as should
They
be
are
applied
different
here?
situations.
Wow.
I'm
How
not
are
trying
they
to
different?
justify my
Law and
government.
order situation.
No,
They are
no
farmers.
water boundary here.
Farmers are also
There
vulnerable
were
sections
no
of society.
students, no kids.
Farmers are not vulnerable sections.
There
of
were
society.
some political undertones to that.
Madhavi,
There was no political
No, no,
undertones.
no.
जरा.
That's the problem. That's the
वाटर
problem.
बाउंड्री नहीं चलेगी. बच्चे हैं, बच्चे थे एंटी
Of
नेशनल
course.
नहीं बोलोगे आप. नहीं बोलोगे बच्चों को एंटी नेशनल.
All right, all right,
बच्चों को
all
नहीं
right.
बोल रहे हैं,
आप बोल रहे हैं बच्चों को
एंटी-नेशनल बोल रहे हैं.
एक मिनट.
There's a distinction.
ये जो परफॉर्मेटिव चीखना चिल्लाना है विवेक जी का, इससे फैक्ट्स तो बदल नहीं सकते.
हाँ, facts है,
अब
FIR
जिनको
हो गई
ये-
है.
एक मिनट थोड़ा
FIR
थोड़ा-
हो गई है, facts.
जिनको ये-
One by one,
जिनको ये
yeah.
बच्चे कहलाते हैं वहां पे 18 साल के ऊपर 2800 क्रिमिनल्स हु हैव कमिटेड हीनस ऑफेंसेस वो वहां प्रेजेंट थे. अब उसमें उस क्राउड में जब 2800 लोग हैं जिन्होंने हीनस ऑफेंसेस कमिट किए हैं, आप बच्चा बच्चा बोलते रहिए. 18 के ऊपर कोई बच्चा नहीं होता है. और जहां पे पुलिस वाले आउटनंबर्ड थे 1:10, तो वो क्या अपने आप को वहां कुछ अपने आप को वो कुचलवा लेते, अपने आप को
Obviously,
पिटवा लेते.
they have to follow the
इनका
rule
क्या
book.
कहना है ये? They have to-
You cannot
So
compare
it is-
the mob
My friend hasn't
to the
read.
force.
My friend hasn't.
Listen,
No,
एक
he
second,
wants a
sir.
mob
एक second,
to
sir.
go and lynch the
army-
policemen.
the
This is
army
why they are
trained to kill.
anti-national.
Hold on, sir. The army is trained to kill.
And if Karan
The
has
police
said
is
that they
not
are
trained to kill.
anti-national, he is referring.
The police is not trained to
He
kill,
is
sir.
not referring to the children.
They have non-lethal weapons. Some of them have lethal weapons as well. Let's not get into that debate. But Chirag Sethi, the point is this: that ultimately, if there were legal recourses, as Jay has mentioned a short while earlier, to approach the court, if you feel that justice is not being done, the Supreme Court is already seized of this matter. Is this all then just positioning, and theatrics is a question that many will ask?
See, it's already been 30 days. Nothing has come out yet. Nobody has taken the accountability. The Home Minister wanted to talk but could not talk. He could not give the interviews. Now he's also giving walking interviews. He's talking to your channel also. And he did not even talk about the atrocities that have happened at Jantar Mantar. My question is very simple. If there were so many criminals at Jantar Mantar, what was the police doing then? They were out on parole. That means they were like a normal citizen. They were there. 2000 MLA है बीजेपी के जिन पे केसेस चल रहे हैं, वो पार्लियामेंट में भी जाते हैं, वो विधानसभा में भी जाते हैं. तो वहां क्यों नहीं रोकते हो? वहां भी रोको ये जितने क्रिमिनल्स हैं क्यों घुस रहे हैं पार्लियामेंट में, इनको बाहर रोको जाए? नहीं, वहां नहीं होगा। वहां पे सब चलता है, क्यों? क्योंकि भाजपा की सरकार है, वहां पे हिपोक्रेसी की कोई सीमा नहीं होगी, वहां बढ़ता जाएगा।
करने की कोई परमिशन नहीं मिलती।
उसके बाद
जिन
लोगों को एंटी नेशनल का सर्टिफिकेट बांट रहे हैं, फिर उनके साथ जाके क्यों आप मीटिंग करते हैं? क्यों उन्हें बोलते हैं कि हम आपकी बात मानने को तैयार है? Why? Because they know now Gen Z has protested. Gen Alpha is asking for their rights. They are asking कि मेरे स्कूल ठीक करो। तुम 7 स्टार घर में रहते हो, मेरे स्कूल में साफ टॉयलेट तो दे दो। तुम्हारे बच्चे बाहर जाके यूएस यूके में पढ़े, मेरे स्कूल में टीचर तो दे दो कम से कम। तुम जाके मिठाई खा लेना, पर मेरे स्कूल में कम से कम पौष्टिक दाल तो दे दो। ये आज जेन अल्फा सवाल पूछ रहा है, इनके पास जवाब नहीं है, तो उसे एंटी नेशनल बोल दो। बहुत आसान है सर्टिफिकेट बांटना। 12 साल में कितने एंटी नेशनल्स को इन्होंने सजा दिलवाई? एक का नाम बता दे, सिर्फ एक का नाम बता दे कि 12 साल में ये एंटी नेशनल को हमने पकड़ा था। लाखों लोगों को बोला है, हम सबको भी बोल दिया, एक को सजा दिलवा के दिखाओ, क्योंकि कोई नहीं है। सबको पता है कि आज आवाज कौन उठाना चाहता है। आज प्रधानमंत्री चुप है, आज गृह मंत्री चुप है, आज कोई बोलना नहीं चाहता।
बट पंजाब में लाठी क्यों चली है? एक सेकंड, पंजाब में लाठी क्यों चली है? वहां पे भी तो प्रदर्शकों पे लाठी चली है।
और बहुत लंबी लिस्ट है पंजाब की।
देखिए, बीजेपी के कुछ लोग अगर रोड जाम करके बैठ जाएंगे तो आप क्या करेंगे?
बीजेपी के लोग
अगर एक पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट चल रहा है, वहां पर लाठी चल रही है, वहां पे पैलेट गन पे कोई सवाल नहीं पूछ रहा।
लोग अपनी सैलरी मांग रहे, दे बिकम बीजेपी सपोर्टर्स, दे आर नॉट गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स। गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स कांट आस्क फॉर द सैलरी।
सो वी हैव स्पोकन टू देम। वो खत्म भी हुआ, उसके बाद
लाठी मारने के बाद खत्म हुआ ना।
देखिए, जहां पे लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को कंट्रोल करना था वहां पे किया। पैलेट गन
Sir, the yardstick remains the same.
Sir, how many days it took for the government to start talking to the protesters? How many days? Just tell me how many days?
20 days.
Then again, 20 days they were sitting. On the 20th morning, they realized, oh, there is a protest happening in the city. I'm back in the city. चलो बात करते हैं इन लोगों से। 20th से बात करना शुरू किया।
You have also not started talking to them day one, no? You have
on the day one we started the
Jharkhand. How many days later did the government announce that they were cancelling the exam? 22 days. So the same yardstick applies in all states. I'm just saying, no one political party can cover itself in glory. That's a simple point I'm making. But quick response.
They've actually set a great template. आम आदमी पार्टी in Punjab, they've set a template कि पहले दिन ही इतनी पिटाई कर दो कि movement खत्म हो जाए. The way they smashed the ITI students, and they were genuine students by the way, appearing for exam. जो है वो है भाई. अरे भाई कैसी बातें कर रहे हो? जो student exam के लिए appear हो रहा है वो तो student है.
सिर्फ पंजाब में
कैसी बात है? I am talking about genuine students who sat for that exam which was cancelled, which was leaked. के मान नहीं रहे थे लीक है. अब तो हाई कोर्ट ने बोला अभिजीत दिक्के genuine student था बैठा हुआ वहाँ पे. सौरभ दास था वहाँ बैठा हुआ. क्या बात कर रहे हैं? नीट दिया था. सौरभ दास ने नीट दिया था. genuine students को मारते हैं ये लोग, कहते देखो मूवमेंट खत्म हो गया. You crushed it with brute force.
No, but
that is a fact.
Every protest, if we start doing that, every citizen is allowed to protest, or whether
they are allowed to protest, which is why they were given such a long rope. That's what I'm saying.
No, where will we start? Where will we start?
It has to be a peaceful protest.
Let me ask a simple question though. One second, just one please, 1 minute. I want Vivek Salas to answer one question. Vivek Salas, what does the opposition want in this entire case? You know, as Karan said a short while earlier, in the SOPs, there's nothing that bars the forces from using pellet guns. As per the rules, it is not something that is illegal or something that the forces don't have. So is your demand to ban pellet guns? Is your demand that there should be an enforced SOP? And the entire question that even when petitioners went to Supreme Court a few weeks ago is that, does it fit the entire larger constitutional context of morality, of constitutionality, of legality, etc.? That is the question. So what does opposition really want?
The opposition really wants justice, justice and only justice. That is all we want, You showed it on your screen that the Bharatiya Janata Party said, I read it and I felt it quite incredible that the Bharatiya Janata Party is saying it's a selective act of politics. Not at all, Madhav. It's not politics. It's a fight for justice. That is what I can say at the moment.
How will you get that justice? Please tell us.
Because initially you say it was under the CRPF, RAF or Delhi police. After the investigation, we will know who actually fired the pellet guns.
You agree that an investigation is needed. Rahul Gandhi.
Wait, ma'am, let me talk. Now, did I interrupt anyone? I was very patient for the last 25 minutes.
Opening point.
Generally, I don't speak,
his opening point. Yeah.
After the CRPF chief Seema Dondia, she said and she committed that yes, pellet guns were fired. I don't know why the Bharatiya Janata Party or their spokesperson, even the Delhi police, they were denying from the fact that nothing had happened. Although the CRPF chief had admitted that it was fired, and the Delhi police also says that we had orders from above not to file the FIR. I need to know who are the people who are above,
Home Minister, without doubt.
Whatever it is. And, the family was hovering around for, quite a few times. They were seeking justice. Ultimately, what happened today? The FIR was
ultimately Rahul Gandhi is the hero. Ultimately, Rahul Gandhi is the hero.
The Bharatiya Janata Party stooped down. The Delhi police stooped
and he got
down.
the justice.
And FIR has been filed. Let's see, the investigation should go on.
Okay.
I hope the justice prevails.
Okay, you hope the justice. I'm coming to you. Just a second. Let's quickly bring out the next talking point, and then I'm going to come across to you for the reactions. But the larger question is, why was the force used in the first place? This is what police has told the Supreme Court. They say that the protest did not remain peaceful. They say that there was pervasive lawlessness that had crept in as far as that situation is concerned. Repeated requests were ignored ostensibly by the protesters. The protesters later breached the barricades as well, and there are pictures to that effect. They refused to comply with the law at that moment. We were left with no other option, is what Delhi police has told Supreme Court. The force is proportionate to the situation. This is the contention of the police. Let's bring in the next set of information that we're talking about, because what has the police said so far is also very important. The general diary entry also is very, very important, because the first revelation is that this is the first time that pellets were used in Delhi. They also say that the RAF fired pellets at the protesters. This has also come out that the pellets were fired in the orders of a DCP rank officer. So there's no denying this on record. They have been fired. Anti-riot guns used twice by Rapid Action Force. They've also said that this was the first time that there was electric shock batons that were used in Delhi, and also, of course, other details of the ammunition that has been used, all present in that DD entry that was put out on Times Now. Now, the Delhi police was at pains to deny this initially before the DD entry came out. These are some of the fact checks. At least 3 occasions, you can see it's at 1:28 p.m. on July 23rd, that they say that the claims of Delhi police using pellet guns against peaceful protesters are completely false and misleading. Public is requested not to share or spread any unverified information. Then again, at 10:13 a.m. on July 22nd, you can see there's once again the claim being reasserted. There's a third instance as well, if you can bring that up on the screens. Third instance on 9:42 a.m. again, July 22nd, where they have fact-checked the claims that pellet guns were used. But who then used them? Was it by the RAF which was present there? And the RAF says that they respond to the Delhi police, they report to the Delhi police. The larger question was whether the pellet gun was fired. This is what Saket Gokhale of the TMC claims. He says that he has filed an RTI with 4 Delhi hospitals over pellet gun injuries. And what has he found? He says that 2 hospitals confirmed 10 pellet injury victims, 9 in one in another. AIMS has denied information citing patient identity concerns. I asked for injury numbers, not for patient details. That was denied. Why do PMHM want to hide pellet victims' data is the question being asked by Saket Gokhale of TMC. Allegation here of HM using central agencies as personal mafia as well. So these are some of the political contentions being made. And Charu Pragya, I want you to come in on this.
Yeah.
Pellet guns, first denied by Delhi police. Then the media reports on it. There is documented evidence that it was used.
Absolutely.
But why is the police not making it clear whether it was used or not? Set the record straight and end the controversy.
Correct. And now police has issued a statement. And Madhav, you said this very much in your own report. It could have been the RAF, it could have been the CRPF, it could have been Delhi police. Whatever it is, it needs to be investigated. You cannot simply turn up outside a police station, stage a dharna and say सबको suspend कर दो, सबसे resignation ले लो. That's not how it works. Self defense में तो our law also gives us protection. So self defense. No, one second. And Madhav,
before the Supreme Court, just 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is 2-3 days ago they submitted that affidavit before Supreme Court.
Yeah.
By now you can, if there is cause to deny it, because the RAF is saying we fired at the behest of a Delhi police DCP.
And that is exactly why we have a committee constituted just yesterday, Madhav. Let me stress on that. The important thing is that the protest did not remain peaceful. In a protest where a mob of supposedly lakhs of people are charging at our security personnel, barricades are breached, 240 of them get injured. Are you trying to tell me that all protection, all fundamental right, it only remains with the protesters, not with the person who dons the uniform every morning and goes to work? He doesn't have a right to come back home.
What about the police?
Let me remind everyone of the IT officers who were stabbed.
If the protesters were acting violent, then the police had every right to resort to use of force.
Yes.
Respond.
I have 2 points to be made. Number one.
एक सेकंड एक चीज मुझे और बोलने दो. Ankit IB officer was stabbed to death under the guise of a peaceful protest.
That's a riot case. That is Delhi riot. This is the police police case is a separate case.
Agreed,
Please don't.
but come on,
Let's not mix a communal violence case. One second, please. No. I'm not going to allow that, Charu Pragya. That was an incident of communal violence. Please don't do this. It's a huge disservice to Ankit Sharma also to bring in his memory as far as this is concerned. This is a completely unconnected issue. Law and order. If you do that, Charu Pragya, you know what the danger is of doing this? They will come out and say that there were 700 FIRs filed in that case. Why are there only 13 here? So let's please not go down that section of discussion. But the question, I'm taking your question across to him.
Yeah.
If the protesters turned violent, wasn't the police justified in the use of force? Respond to her.
I have 2 points. Please listen to them very patiently. Number one, I myself have marched at least 100 times to the parliament. मंडी हाउस से हम चलते थे, लेफ्ट के लोग पार्लियामेंट हाउस जाते थे, ज्ञापन देते थे, चले आते थे, पुलिस फैसिलिटेट करती थी, नहीं करती थी तो रूट डाइवर्ट कर देती थी. अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी went many a times to the parliament on a बैलगाड़ी to protest against the rising prices of the thing. Congress facilitated him, let him march.
When he was a member of parliament.
अरे सर वो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं, बैलगाड़ी लेकर के, भीड़ लेकर के जा रहे थे.
Members of parliament.
अरे सर आप, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, आप क्या कह रहे हैं? अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी took a बैलगाड़ी and a whole procession of बैलगाड़ीज to the Sansad Bhavan to protest.
That is when he was a member of parliament.
Whether he was or not, how can you just barge into the parliament with a बैलगाड़ी?
Parliament. You want thousands of protesters to enter parliament? Is that what you're saying?
No. Now listen to me now. The army is trained to kill. The army is trained to kill because the enemy is outside the nation. The police is not trained to kill and not supposed to kill. The police has to deal with firearms.
The police should die in the process.
The police want firearms.
No, sir. Wait a minute. There is a rule book of the police. There is a rule book of the RAF which was violated here because the newly appointed commissioner of police wanted to show his loyalty to the Home Minister. That is the point. And that is why Rahul Gandhi is sitting over there.
Okay.
That is why Rahul is the hero.
The RAF has violated the rule book. Respond to him. That's his concern. Respond to him. Address his concern.
With respect to my friend, this is actually and factually absolutely incorrect. The fact is that you had a mob here that was throwing stones, pelting stones at Delhi police and the RAF. So as Charu says rightly,
where did the stones come from?
Those Delhi police?
Where did the stones come from?
One moment, sir.
If there was a strong police presence, the truck of stones came facilitated by the BJP.
One second, Vivek. You have asked a question about rules being violated.
Let me
respond to that. You can't keep shifting the goalpost. Listen, you've asked a question. Now listen patiently. One second, Vivek. You've asked a question. Violation you have asked. I want you to respond to that. First question to be responded to is violation of the procedure.
लग जाते हैं तो ये एक्सपोज होना शुरू हो जाते हैं. आंसर है हमारे पास.
कहां से आया था ट्रक?
मैं बताता हूं.
पुलिस वाले लाए थे, बीजेपी वाले लाए थे, कौन लाया था?
That is why you need an
ट्रक
investigation.
पहुंच गया संसद भवन के पास.
लेकिन इनका मानना ये है.
You want me to believe?
Vivek Srivastava, the simple question. You have asked a question of violation of RAF rule book. Let him answer that. We'll come to the stones.
Yes.
No one's running away. Please calm down. There's no need to jump and get so excited.
ये स्टूडियो है, जंतर मंतर नहीं है.
One second.
Let's stick to the law. The Delhi police guidelines, the RAF guidelines, all of these guidelines, in fact, there is a question that has been tabled even in Parliament on this issue, is crystal clear that you can have a graded response proportionate to the threat that you are facing. Now, doesn't Delhi police have any right to justice? The Delhi police should get their head bashed. They should be beaten up with stone sticks and they should be butchered and murdered. When a marauding mob is heading towards Lok Sabha, this is the kind of anarchy that my friend wants. This is the anarchy in which their leader will come to power. That is why they want anarchy.
I want Vivek Saras to answer that. It's a fact that more than 130 police personnel were injured. It's an on-record fact. I'm not denying the fact that people have at least pellet gun injuries. Let us assume there are certainly 10 persons and they are serious injuries. No one's running away from the fact. But we must also look at the counter that police were injured in this.
Yes, definitely.
Can they not act in the self-defense?
Definitely policemen were injured. We have all the sympathies for them, you know. As spoken by
Who beat them up?
Huh?
Who beat them up?
The problem is, the Bharatiya Janata Party says there were more than 2,800 criminals in the mob.
The Delhi police is saying that, not just Bharatiya Janata Party.
Even if the Delhi police is saying, who allowed them inside? Who allowed them? Where was the intelligence? They didn't know who are they. If they are dreaded criminals, how did they enter? And Vivek asked a very legitimate question. From where
objected to by the BJP,
from where the stones came?
They were objecting to Aadhaar verification.
Sir, My question is from where the truck full of stones came in the sensitive area. How it was allowed? Where were the barricades? How did it enter? How did the moms actually this was plotted by the Home Minister to defend the protest?
How did that truck of stones enter?
plotted by the Home Minister
To my
himself.
memory, the Delhi
And
police
he should
said it was a
resign at
seized
once.
truck from an accident. But Karan Verma respond.
You know, firstly, you can always question the intelligence that how did these criminals come in there? You could have spotted that. That's fair enough. That's a legitimate
From where
question.
did the truck
That's
come?
a legitimate
Did you drive it?
But now,
No, Karan was driving it.
you have
He was driving it.
Let's not be frivolous. No, no,
Madhav, we
frivolous.
can't have a proper discussion. देखो
No,
चीजें
not
भी
like
गिर
this,
रही
not
हैं.
like this.
ऐसा मत करो.
Or you can say,
Uran,
or you can tell
भाई,
you have asked a
मैंने तो
question.
मानी बात
You have
आपकी
asked a
ना.
serious
आपने
question. Let's
अच्छा
not take away
question
from the
पूछा.
seriousness of it, please.
You can question the intelligence, but can you question the right of the security personnel once you have that situation live in where stones are being hurled at you and they are coming out to kill you? What do you want? You want our police officers and our army personnel handcuffed. That is what he wants. He wants. और ये पूरा legal है. BNS 147 to 151 clearly lays down कैसे the police, the army can respond in such situations. This man wants lawlessness. विवेक यही करते आए हैं. मंडी हाउस से चलते थे. इनका रोमांटिसिज्म ही यही है. बैरिकेड पार करके हम क्या क्या करते थे.
मेरा right है democratic.
इन्होंने यही किया
Constitution ने
है.
दिया है भाई.
लेफ्ट क्या करता था? और
Constitution ने
इसी
मुझे
लड़ाई
right
में
दिया. आप कौन होते हैं?
इसी दिल्ली में पार्लियामेंट के बाहर 59 sadhus shot dead इंदिरा गांधी 1968. आपको पता है ये बात?
Of course.
तो ये तो करके बैठे हुए लोग और आज सब everyone is acting holier than thou. अखिलेश जी ने क्या फोर्स यूज करी थी मुजफ्फरनगर राइट्स में?
Since the Congress being asked to respond, what about the sadhus who were shot dead on the issue? I think it was cow slaughter with the 63. Yeah,
प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं मेरे लिए थोड़ा ना मरे थे. How shameless.
Shameless.
सारे 700 किसान के बाद कहते हैं देश के प्रधानमंत्री अरे मेरे लिए थोड़ा मरे. So stop talking like this, okay? Even I can reply.
आप देख लो क्या हालत है.
क्या हाल
They are
है?
having a meltdown on national television. They are having a meltdown.
On 20th of July, when the students marched towards the Sansad to Parliament, the government had 30 days to speak to them to make sure that this doesn't happen. The Home Minister stayed quiet until the pellet guns and the lathis were charged.
No, this is incorrect.
Let me complete.
So
I
they
did not
should-
interrupt
they
anybody.
broke the
I take my
barricades
time.
were broken.
So
I'm sorry, this is actually incorrect and you are trying to change the
The
narrative.
students were not sitting there for 30 days.
Yes, they were, but they
asking
broke the
somebody to
barricades.
come and
There
meet
was
them.
violence.
The government,
There was
nobody
extreme
from the
violence.
government
It is only
met
after
the
violence that
students.
they spoke to
JP
them.
Nadda met
You're
the
trying to
students
change the
after
narrative.
the 7
No.
students were in the ICU, number one.
Same thing happened in Jharkhand, didn't that happen?
I will answer.
Exactly the
I
same
will
thing
answer.
happened.
Let me
After the
complete
lathi
my
charge,
point.
the government becomes serious.
Madhav, let me
People
complete
are
my
sitting
point.
on hunger fast, then the government
See, I
becomes
did
serious.
not interject
What is
anybody.
the, no, you did not interject them. Allow me to ask you a question. What is the difference between the approach of the government at the center and the state of Jharkhand?
See, in
Please
Jharkhand, point number one, Rahul ji clearly stated on the second day that the lathi should not be charged to anybody. The students, whatever their ask is, should be listened and the right steps should be
After
taken.
Rahul Gandhi said that, there were
No, let
3
me
rounds of
complete.
lathi charge. That was done.
I cannot give you an answer in 9 seconds.
No, I'm answering what you said.
Yeah.
You're right. Rahul appealed. But despite Rahul's appeal, there was still lathi charges happening as a
But
simple
Madhav, see,
1 minute, let him answer.
Madhav, see, the lathi was charged, I agree. But we condemned it. We made sure the exam they wanted to cancel. It is
Did
being
you ask
done.
for
The
resignations there
inquiry
also?
is happening.
No, did
the
you ask
fast
for
track has happened.
resignations?
Point
We
number two.
condemned it.
Till
Is your
today,
argument.
since
Let him one by one, please. One by one. Yeah.
till today, in this NEET examination, nothing has been done except the resignation of the Dharmendra Pradhan. There is no inquiry on NTA. The NTA.
Not at all. The secretary has been removed. Officials, at least 40 officials have been
48 of
removed.
them.
The
In
entire
2024,
exam,
the
the entire
CBI did
exam
the-
which was outsourced, they've said that now there will be staff inside.
Madhav, what happened to
Nothing
Sanjeev
has happened.
Mukhia, who was the accused in 2024 NEET exam? He's out on the bail.
That's a
Point
separate
number
question.
two, 5
After that-
education ministers have changed.
So-
93
okay, 1
students
minute.
have
I
decided
think the
they had
Congress
30 days
spokesperson
to
has
stop
gotten
this
his facts
incident.
mixed
They
up.
had 30 days to speak to the students and give them what they wanted. Till
Now
today,
may I
they are
speak,
making a
Madhav? You're
fun
not letting
of
me
these
speak
youth,
at all.
calling them anti-national.
1 minute.
And you need to
My
make them
question
stop
to you is
when I'm
this.
talking.
Their point is that there are at least 20 students or more who have committed suicide. What was the government waiting for? What are the changes you have brought into NEET?
Madhav, now with all seriousness and responsibility, I'm going to say this. The situation of these competitive exams in our country is very difficult. It has remained difficult. We are trying to make amends and make it more accessible. That's why opening of more colleges, increasing the number of seats, that's a different argument. But coming back to today, what is happening? One, he's saying government has not taken action. 48 NTA officials have been suspended. After that, another inquiry has been set in place. The law has been amended. For the first time in our country, there is a paper leak law. Now stop, please, you stop him from interrupting.
Now you are a problem with interrupting.
Yeah,
Let's
thank you.
be fair.
And I don't want to scream and shout over an issue which is so important and so sensitive. He says Rahul Gandhi spoke second day. No, it took him 2 weeks, Madhav. You know when he spoke? After the entire ruckus in Delhi.
1 second.
Let me just...
1 second, Nishan.
Bhai Sahab, आपको हिंदी समझ आती है कि इंग्लिश समझ आती है?
Why did you allow pellet guns to be fired?
Nishan, you got a chance to speak.
Nishan, I did not interrupt you.
At least give her the same
And
respect, please.
whatever language
Give her the
you
same respect.
understand, I will
One
appeal
by
to you in that language, but please don't interrupt me. Rahul Gandhi took 2 weeks, Madhav. You know why 2 weeks? He wouldn't have even spoken after 2 weeks had the Delhi charge had not happened. That is when Rahul Gandhi spoke. In spite of that,
Hide behind Congress and Rahul Gandhi every single day. Hide behind Rahul Gandhi and Congress
Are you a
every
little
day.
daft in
Till
the
today,
head?
Home Minister
Madhav,
is
I want to
hiding.
finish my last
Till today,
point.
Home Minister
Tell him
and
to
Prime
stop
Minister.
it.
We are almost out of time. We are almost out of time.
Ek minute.
1 second. Nishan. They're almost out of time. Quick, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Conclude a point. I have to go to the next point.
निशान सारी बातें कर रहा है. एक बार भी ये नहीं बोला कि रेजिग्नेशन हम झारखंड में भी किसी से मांग लेते हैं या हरजोत सिंह बैंस का भी मांग लेते हैं. वहाँ क्यों नहीं मांगा आपने?
Accountability is required.
Okay.
अकाउंटेबिलिटी सेट हुआ है, वहाँ रेजिग्नेशन होनी चाहिए. यहाँ पर आपको प्रधानमंत्री का रेजिग्नेशन चाहिए. वहाँ पे एक फोन कर दिया, बहुत हो गया. अकाउंटेबिलिटी की बात करनी बहुत हो गया.
Okay. Incidentally, there's been a paper leak even in Chhattisgarh that's been reported across the country, multiple states. It's not to justify anything, but let's quickly hear what Supreme Court has observed on the entire pellet guns issue. One is that can't ban pellet guns till the legal provisions are changed. So therefore, it is legal, but what are the provisions? In exceptional cases, regulations permit use of these pellet guns. Third, if you are interested in phasing out pellet guns, then what has to be done is that you will have to challenge the provision as ultra vires to Article 21, right to life, so on and so forth. Your prayer should be that the court lays down protocol regarding the use of these particular pellet guns. Let's quickly bring in the next set of graphics as well, if we can quickly bring that in. What really is on the panel's radar? The panel that has been formed by the Supreme Court. One is the police action against protesters. There's also that alleged surveillance on protesters, which has been alleged by a section of them. The use of pellet guns is part of the entire ambit of this investigation. Alleged targeted violence on protesters, which is being spoken about. Medical assistance for the alleged victims in this particular case. Regulation of blanket prohibitory orders that were put in place over there as well. All of this is very much within the ambit. And Chirag, I want to ask you this, and I come back to the question that we started this debate with. If the panel is going to look at the entire issue of pellet guns, why are we challenging the wisdom of the panelists and panel members? Because they are all senior officials. Some are, directors of important investigating agencies. Others are members of the higher judiciary.
See, we should not have reached to this place where we had to wait for these reports to come, where the Supreme Court is saying that 13,000 students are committing suicide and it's a systemic failure. 20 students have committed suicide. We just wanted accountability. We got lathis, we got pellet guns. Now, within FIR, and even we, with Arvind Kejriwalji, we also went on the 21st. There were about 200 people who were detained. There were about 100 people who were in the hospitals. Do you have any account of how many injuries have happened even to the protesters? Yes, we have a number for the Delhi police and it's bad. It should not have happened. But what about the 200 plus people who went to different hospitals, government hospitals, which we have the data, but some of them even went to the private hospitals, which we don't even have the data.
Correct.
That how many people are actually injured. Some of them are so scared that they can't even go to the police station and say कि मुझे भी मारा था.
All right. I'd love to have a much longer debate, ladies and gentlemen. Completely out of time, unfortunately. Charu Pragya, Karan Verma, Jayanand Dehadrai, Dr. Nishant Anand, Vivek Salas, Chirag Sethi and Vivek Srivastava. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this edition of the National Debate.